Hey guys, it's your boy Kyle Gray here with day number 38 of the 111 days Raise Your Vibration Challenge. Sorry, my video is slightly delayed today if you're just seeing it now. It's because I am working on a deadline right now and I am at the very end of it. That's why I've got my glasses on. I've been sitting behind the keyboard since first thing this morning and I got so much done and I just wanted to honor myself and continue going before taking a break. So here I am sharing my break with you guys in vibe number 38. And I want to just talk a little bit about this before I, move forward with it. This lesson is about forgiveness, but it's the other aspect of forgiveness. And many people often ask me at my conferences and my, seminars and webinars and all these things, how do you know when forgiveness has taken place? Because often that's a really difficult thing to discern, to kind of figure out if you've really rightfully forgiven a situation or someone or, something that's occurred in your life. And so one of the things that I always say to many is that forgiveness has taken place when it's not your main priority. So what I mean by that is it's like you're no longer the star of the show. For example, if you look back to a situation you're finding difficult to overcome or you found difficult to overcome, if you look at that story, is it in color or is it black and white? Are you the star of the show or are you spectating from the side? And I believe that when we are still overwhelmed by a situation that happened to us or in our past, we often see ourselves as the star of the show and we see it in a full color picture. But when we start to do the work of forgiveness and aim to let it go and move beyond the limitations of that experience, often the situation will be changed from color to black and white, and no longer will we feel like we're the star of the show, but just something that we witnessed. And so what I wanted to say to you is, forgiveness has taken place when you no longer bring up the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's not the main figment of your attention because you recognize that the continuing to bring this up and go over it and over it and over it again is not damaging to the other person. It's more damaging to yourself. This is something that is eating away at you. And so for me, forgiveness is about loving yourself enough no longer to allow your life to be represented by a bad decision or the bad behavior of someone else. It's about choosing your own happiness and allowing your happiness to be represented in your thoughts and your actions and also the stories that you are telling. So let's talk about vibe number 38. Forgive does not mean forget. There's an old saying that I've heard too many times. I'll forgive, but I'll never forget. And quite honestly, it makes me shudder. Forgiveness is a complex process. It definitely isn't the easiest subject to explain either. So many interpretations go along with it. It means something different for everyone. For me, forgiveness means remembering that you can never really be hurt because nothing can tarnish your soul. It's the moment when you choose no longer to be defined by the sadness or the hurt of a situation. It doesn't mean forgetting, but choosing something that's working for you. It's about no longer allowing a situation to be your first port of call in your thoughts. Forgiveness is choosing loving thoughts instead of difficult memories, or what I call nightmares, that tie you to a situation in the past. It isn't about letting someone off or accepting their bad behavior. It's just choosing to focus on the positive instead. So if something has happened and you want to forgive that, it's not your job to figure out how to forgive them. Often I always say to people is, ask your presence of God, whatever you want to call it, the universe. Thank it for showing you how to forgive. And it will. I really believe that forgiveness is an organic process. But you have to recognize that the more you allow someone else's behavior or a situation to represent you, it's just going to hold you in a state of toxicity, and that was not what you were born to experience. Vibe of the day. Today, take back your power and decide to focus on memories and emotions that are working in your favor. Instead of choosing a memory or a feeling that drags you down, now is the time to reprogram your brain and energy with something that feels safe and loving. Your ego will try to fight, but don't fight. Just decide to focus on something else. Tell your ego you're focusing on something else. When a painful memory comes up, go to a thought that's loving. Here are some suggestions. Think about someone you love. Or imagine your guardian angel is swooping you up in their wings of love. Or think of your favorite flower. Imagine its sweet scent. Or remind yourself consistently and constantly that only love is real. So today's practice is about you doing the work. It's about recognizing that if someone mentions someone that you had a hurtful situation with from your past, it's not your role to continually bring that story up because it's not helping you. And this isn't about anyone else other than you today. This is about you receiving the love, the tender love and care you deserve. Hashtag share your vibe. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing to remember love instead. This is a big conversation today. Have some time to think about what we spoke about and be willing to forgive. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.